Hi, I'm Janelle from Arlington Public Library, and welcome to Stepping Stones to Early Literacy, the library's program to help you help your child be ready to learn how to read. Did you know that playing, singing, talking, reading, and writing help young children develop early literacy skills? And you can work on these 5 practices together. Today I want to share with you how process art can build the skills they'll need to start writing. Process art focuses on creativity with no specific outcome. Instead of giving your child an example of a finished product, you're encouraging your child to use different materials and their own creativity to create whatever they want. This freedom helps with cognitive development, and the tools you give your child help them with the dexterity needed for writing. It also helps them connect the idea that the marks they make on paper represent their thoughts in a meaningful way. The best thing about process art is that the possibilities are endless, and you probably already have the things around your house that you need to get started. One example that I'm going to talk about is making ice that is colored and using that ice to draw on the paper. So you will just need an ice tray, water, and you can add food dye. That's optional. I think it makes it more fun. But if you don't have any food dye, then that's fine. And they use the ice and they kind of just write on a piece of paper with it. The second example I have, you'll need a Q-tip. This will be kind of the tool that will help them practice dexterity. Their paper will be a piece of aluminum foil. And then you can use any kind of paint, really. I'm going to use acrylic paint. A lot of people might have acrylic paint, or you might have tempera paint. That works as well. So I'm just going to demonstrate it like this. Let me get some of my blue paint. Squirt that on there. As you can see, I have the paint. And then what your little one will do is they'll just draw. They'll hold the Q-tip however feels comfortable for them. And they'll just make some scribbles. This would be another way to practice letter writing. You could write, that's supposed to be an A. It's kind of hard to see. They could practice writing letters. You guys can practice writing symbols. But also you could just practice writing nothing. And just the actual act of moving the paint around on the surface is, again, good enough for their dexterity. And that's why it's good to use that foil, because it makes it very slick and easier for them to manipulate the Q-tip. So that was one example. And then if you want to switch it up, maybe you can consider switching from the Q-tip to, I don't know, cut up an apple and use a apple wedge, cut up a potato wedge, use a sponge, take a coffee filter and crunch that up, and just see what interesting textures you can create and how they manipulate the tool that way. And the great thing about process art and these projects in particular is that they allow your child to learn how to manipulate a different tool than they're used to. Even if you're just coloring with crayons, any and all scribbles made on the paper are part of early literacy. Not only does gripping a crayon or any of the other paint materials I mentioned above help your child master their dexterity, but putting a mark on paper helps children to connect their marks to what they are thinking, showing them that marks on paper have meaning. And someday, these scribble marks will become letters. If you want to pair your art experiments with a book, I really love Harold's Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson or The Dot by Peter Reynolds. Both encourage you to view your creations as the art that they are. To look for books to share at home, check out Arlington Public Library's ebook and e-audiobook collection at library.arlingtonva.us. All right, see you later.